Maintenance contract. Do you have a copy of that? Yes, okay. This is, now this contract, we've been maintaining our generators for the past few years through this. Normally we do a the less expensive option on this. And we'd like to seek, I think it's appropriate to have it for you, is the kind of full service inspection. It's been 3 years since we've done that, so that's why we request to go with the full service inspection this year. I think they recommend it every other year, and it's been a few years since we've done that. So this is just a presentation to show the cost of that, or any questions or comments. And again, this is for the generators, Jackson County Jail and Jackson County EMA. Any questions or comments on that?
It's real important we do this. I'm a little bit familiar with it. If you don't do proper maintenance on it, it'll cost you more in the long run.
Yeah, we had a time, I think, where we missed a few years, so it's important. So any other questions or comments? Okay, if there's no objection, then we'll place this on the 28th agenda as well. Okay, next item, Jackson County project change orders and lighting. We have a few things here to review. Try my best to step through these. Okay. A few outstanding change orders. On your first one, you see here, change order 7 is changing in the cabins from tubs, or from showers to tubs, correct? This is
tub shower combo.
Tub shower combo. This is something that deemed necessary in order for families, utilizing the facility. Originally, they had in the plans to put showers in, so the request was to put tubs. That's something that we had requested them to do.
In the ADA cabin, Mr. Hodges is still going to have the shower only.
Shower only, okay. And we'll walk through these and then answer any questions. Item number 8, installation for gravel parking at the gatehouse. So when we were looking at the plans, the original plans was to have a road on the opposite side of the gatehouse, an exit road. That was scrapped when we accepted the bids. And in looking at that, we thought that we could use some additional parking for the picnic area and for the open commons area that's located there behind where the new office is going to be. So that work went forward, but we did not approve that. So this is something we need to determine whether this is necessary or not. From my opinion, and I think Mr. Barnes would agree, this is something that is a positive thing. It is necessary to have that additional parking behind the front office. Again, it allows for more parking at the office, but furthermore for folks to be able to utilize that common area and the picnic area that's located behind it. Okay, change order number 9 is the electrical service. Can you explain that one, please? You're better up to speed on it than I am.
From what I get, the electrical service to bring electrical to the office area was not put into the contract, because we was in kind of negotiation with Scottsboro Electric on if we wanted them to take the electrical back or not take the electrical back. So I think there was kind of confusion there at that time when all this was going on at the same time. So it was left out of the original bid. Now, what they're going to do now, it would have cost a whole lot of money, because it's going to have to bring it from the master meter, which is going down to where the COA's at, across 2, and we would have had to dug under 2 roads. So now they're just going to bring it from one of the poles out there on this side of the road, and then just run it and just meter the office by itself.
So again, this
that means we would have 1 master meter and 2 meters, because we have a meter out the road for a time.
Is there any questions or comments on that? And the final one, you'll see, you've got an email just to kind of show everybody an update, but you've got another change order number 11 which is electrical for our stove and refrigerator at the gatehouse, electrical connection for stove hoods in the cabins, and the gas piping for those hoods, as well as a deduct for changing of material that's used in the crawl space. And do you have anything to add on that?
Just up there at the office, I mean, there's a lot of times we don't, we don't take lunch and we just stay there and we just need something to kind of heat something up or, keep things in the refrigerator and those type of things. I mean, really that's just the 110 plug and you're looking at a, stove plug. I don't know how much they charge for it, but I didn't get that one.
And the gas piping for the stoves, just because we did choose to go to gas stoves in the cabins.
Yeah, they was, yes.
So all this stuff is add-ons from what y'all originally said.
That's correct. We have left these 4 add-ons, which need to be, we need to decide on.
Can I get a copy of the
Original.
Just look over for the week?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can look at that if, remind me in the morning, and we'll get a copy of the original bid and, whatever else, whatever information we need.
And when we chose to go to gas, just an insurance question, did we check into that? Does that increase or decrease the insurance on the cabins?
You know what?
I think the reason why we chose to go to gas because it's more economical in Scottsboro. Water, sewer, and gas was going to run the gas for free into the park. There's no gas right now into the park. So they was going to run it into the park for free, and we decided to go with gas water heaters, gas stoves, and fireplaces, and also the heating unit part of it also.
So, yeah, that's not something I think that's even being considered as far as going forward, correct, Mr. Manning? We're looking at having this done in February or March,
What's that, sir?
the cabins.
Well, I think the due date is around the 1st of April
Okay.
in that time.
And of course, those will be added to our insurance. I guess we need to, to good point, to consider what, that addition. I can't remember if that discussion's been had in the past or not. I don't recall.
I just know with the gas issue, I didn't know with I guess if your personal house and kids within a renter's type situation, I didn't know.
Yeah.
It all sounds wonderful for a renter's place, you might want to sign me up, I might rent one. But,
Is it, I mean, I don't know if the insurance would be higher.
I don't know either. That was just a thought.
Because of all the safety regulations and stuff that the gas has gotta have now.
and the stoves
And
are
plus-
reaching across the flames in the front knobs and
Yeah.
taking the knobs off and kids turning them on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have
You got that
protectors
issue,
and
because
things
I know
like
people that
that.
have little kids that have to remove the knobs.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got, you've got the safety things and all that for
And then
that.
plus, they made us put sprinkler systems in our cabins.
One of the big things for moving gas also though is when they're vacant, you're not utilizing electricity to supply certain things, so. Okay, any other questions on any of those? Okay.
What is this comment on here, where it says extra for gas stove, let's change order number 3?
That was an old one, that's something that's been approved previously. Yeah, I think if you look kind of the light grade items on that email, those are the ones that are kind of the ones mentioned that are outstanding. Any other questions? Okay, we'll place that on the agenda for next Monday as well. Okay, next item regarding the cost of appliances at Jackson County Park. Mr. Barnes.
If you look, I gave each one of you a copy. I got a quote from Home Depot here for the appliances. This has got everything that we will need. The vent ducting. The first 2 there are the stoves, which the stove has to be ADA and the dishwasher has to be ADA and ADA cabin. The 3rd one is your stoves, 4th is your refrigerators, the 5th one is your dishwashers, and the 6th one is your microwaves. The microwaves has the venting in it that will vent your smell and stuff like that out. And that's what the venting kit is for.
Go over those again if you would, Carl. Number third line is what now?
Do what now, sir?
The third line, 8 of them is those stoves.
Stoves,
right?
yes, sir, that's the stoves that goes into just the regular cab, you know, not the 88 cab.
And the fourth item is,
Refrigerators. Fifth one is the dishwashers, and the sixth one is the microwaves. Now, one reason why we went ahead and done it is because of Black Friday, you get discount prices and those kind of things. I think we're getting discount prices, I think 10%. If y'all approve this, we have to purchase them before the 30th. We have to have their money by the 30th. And I
How
think
can we prove that?
they will be delivered within 9 days of purchase price, when we purchase.
well, this has already got all the Black Friday sale items, these numbers here then.
Do what now, sir?
I said, these are the numbers with the Black Friday sales already.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, so we can put that on the 28th and then determine how we want to. All right, next item is the creel limit. This is something we discussed before also. There was a request made to reduce the creel limit for bass fishing in Jackson County from 10 to 5. The purpose of this is, if you're not familiar, there's been a movement to I guess, change some of the way business is done. We feel like the lake is losing some of its attraction because of the perhaps overfishing and other issues. So the request was that we write a letter as a commission to the state board to reduce the creel limit from 10 to 5. Ms. Sharon Thompson is the one that's kind of leading this effort, and she's trying to get letters from different municipalities, from the county, from various players throughout the communities to support this change. And Mr. Manning, you can speak more about what this means than I can, because I don't know a whole lot about fishing.
There's a lot of concern that the number of bass left in our lake now is greatly reduced what it used to be. A lot of complaints about people not catching anywhere close to the number of fish that they used to catch. When she came and spoke to the commission, they're trying to reduce the creel limit, and basically that's the number of fish that you would take home and clean or prepare to eat. Right now, they have to be 15 inches long, and you can take 10 a day out. What they're asking to do, keep the same size limit in there, but reduce it to 5 per day that you can take. One of the concerns too is there's a lot of people coming in from out of state during that time of bass season when they're spawning and fishing, catching a lot of them with minnows, live bait, and again just taking them out to eat and taking them back where they're from. So their whole purpose is to reduce the creel limit, which will allow the breeder size fish a lot more opportunity to spawn and replenish the lake. Another concern is if the current trend continues, a lot of the big tournaments that are coming here might turn and start going somewhere else and not continue to come here for the tournaments. So that's another concern they have.
If they're catch and release, so that won't affect, the creel limit won't affect the tournaments.
Well, you have a lot of you have a pretty high mortality rate in all the tournaments anyway. They are catch and release, but you can go to any place after they have a weigh-in the next day and look at the number of dead fish floating around. And a lot of them will swim away, but they'll die somewhere else. So again, their concern is the heavy toll that the tournaments are taking on our lake, along with allowing 10 per day to be taken out. Consumption is really hurting the lake.
They are looking at some other opportunities to help kind of manage the tournaments and work with tournaments to reduce that. I think she was trying to get a meeting either for December or be January, another meeting to have some more conversation on this. But they're looking at various options. It's just one thing that they're looking at and kind of a list of things to do to try to help keep our lake, as populated and as attractive as it is right now.
Now, who was this at Rocket Falls?
Sharon Thompson, she, resident, Sand Mountain, and has taken upon herself to really lead the charge in this process. She's done a very good job, I think. Her husband's very involved with the fishing scene.
I think they got a guide service.
Yeah, there's been a lot of folks, obviously, that have been very interested in seeing what will happen with this, because this lake is very important for economic development in this county.
And I think they're doing the same thing in the Marshall County. I think the same efforts are being made down there and that end of the lake too, to do the same thing, so.
Well, they won't limit it down to 5, right?
Right.
I know that in the sixties, when the mussels and everything were big, the river is possibly, getting stripped is a possibility, because those were stripped, and then in the nineties, when they came back in big and everything, they're gone again. Then they have to wait for them to go back and,
Overharvest.
the over-harvest, because there's no control on that.
Yeah.
So that may be something that we could help with.
Quit killing them with poisons.
Well, I'm a fisherman, so I don't really know.
Well, my dad was into mussels, and then I was associated with them in the 90s.
Do we want to put this on the next meeting? We want some further time to discuss this or understand this?
Yeah, we need to look at it and see what it will amount to, I think.
We'll place this on the December 5th work session for final discussion. Okay, next item's the senior RX contracts. We have 2 employees that operate our senior. You have a copy of those contracts here. For both of these employees, these are contracts that need to be updated based on the previous ones terming out, as well as some changes due to change in law, changes to the assistant position due to some of the changes in the law, so that contract has been updated for those purposes. So I'd ask everybody to review those if you would, and let me know if you have any questions or comments or concerns. Any questions at this time on those? Okay. Again, just let me know if you have anything come up, and we'll place that on the agenda for next week. Okay, and the final thing is regarding temporary position in the personnel department. Again, this is something that was discussed back in our budget meetings. There are a lot of, with policies and a lot of things, we're somewhat behind on where we need to be with our personnel department as far as some of the projects. We have taken some help from the commission office. However, again, with the number of folks that have been leaving the county's employment, and of course, that put a lot of burden on us having to hire folks, and that takes up a whole lot of process and a whole lot of time. So what had been discussed before was the possibility of a temporary person in that position to assist with this process. In January, we go through all the tax season and of course getting all that information together, so that is an incredibly busy time for us, and this would help us get through that period of time by having this temporary person there. So if this is something we want to pursue, it'd be a matter of getting a recommendation together and presenting that, and whenever that recommendation was together, we could present that. But any questions or comments on this or thoughts? And I'd encourage you to have a conversation with the personnel director and get those thoughts on this position as well. Any questions or comments at this time? Okay. Again, do let me know what your thoughts are on this. If we plan to move forward, I think to get someone in here and train quicker would be better, because in January we'll begin with all the tax items, which does take an enormous amount of time. All right, so that concludes the items on our agenda. We'll move on to our reports. Mr. Manning?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Porter?
I don't have that.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes, sir, I have a few reports I'd like to provide on some ongoing projects. County Road 213, Mad Creek Bridge. That's at a cease right now due to the borings and the drill shafts. The rock excavation on that drill shaft, it'll be the east or north side of the river. They have excavated down and are 2 feet, approximately 2 feet higher than the plan elevation calls for. So, a good rock socket has been established per the specifications. So we're awaiting ALDOT decision. Because of that elevation difference, it'll require concurrence with the design engineer and with ALDOT before we can move forward on that. So, after the holidays is when we're predicted to have our decision on whether we can move forward and then resume work on the drill shaft adjacent to County Road 33 is complete, that paving project, 70 Railroad Street to County Road 229. The strapping, final strapping's been done, it's awaiting a final inspection with ALDOT, and we'll complete whatever punch list items come from that final inspection. County Road 118, Mr. Guffey, that was one of the top priorities we identified in that research and plan. That, you may get some calls on that. We're plowing in some of those sections and preparing them for spring, so then we can start paving. So approximately about half of that 1 mile section will have areas that are plowed in to make way for new surface. That project is going to go from the bridge at Highfield Creek to the county line. County Road 145 and Boxes Cove, Miss Gilbert. Next week we plan to, the road will be closed in that section at the location of the bridge. We plan to excavate both approaches and do the necessary repairs to the back wall and the wing wall there. That's looking at probably a 4-month repair on that bridge. So the advertisement went out last week to notify folks, but you may get some calls on that. County Road 513, Mr. Sis gets off of 3, headed up toward Putnam Mountain. That was a previously timber deck bridge, and the timber decking was deteriorated and a hole came into that deck, so that's been removed. We have to do some work on the beam structure, and then the decking is almost complete. So hopefully before too long we'll have a new surface on that and it'll be back in service. And that's it, unless there's any questions.
Mr. Campbell, what about the bridge, the County Road and Bryant, that the road was closed? I have thoughts on that.
Yes, sir. County Road 290.
Yeah, 290.
It is, I would say it's 95% complete, Mr. Guffey.
Okay.
We have, the bridge is complete, the guardrail's up on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
We are awaiting the guardrail contractor to put the appropriate end treatments on that guardrail and finish tying it. Once that's complete, all it will lack is the paving work on the approaches.
Okay.
So,
Appreciate it.
yes, sir.
Yeah, Paul. Any other questions? All right, Mr. Barnes?
Tomorrow we have a meeting, on-site meeting at the park at 11 o'clock. Anybody would like to come?
What's the primary topics on that? Just is that the regular inspection?
Just regular inspection, yeah, those type of things. And, yeah. I think we're gonna pick out some, few things.
Okay. Anything else? Playground?
I got playground, we got some playground equipment in. For some reason, they haven't worked on it the past couple of days, so I don't know if there's a hold up on something they're waiting on or whatever, but it's coming along. We're hoping to have it done by the end of December. I think that's what they told me.
It's looking great.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Are we changing the playground?
Yeah, you want to?
We had a bunch of dilapidated, I guess that's how you say that word, equipment down there. And we wasn't complying on a lot of things. And we've got a bid to redo a lot of our good stuff that's down there, sandblasted, painted, that type things. And then we bring in a kiddie play area for smaller kids. And then we're bringing in a big monster thing for all the bigger kids. So once it gets done, it's probably gonna be top of the Jackson County.
Park is this?
Do what, sir?
What park is
Ma'am.
this?
Jackson County Park,
Oh.
playground.
Yeah, that's coming along nice if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, I'll feel free to, all right, I'll be glad to take you on a tour.
Well, we're not getting rid of the yellow spaceship looking things, are we?
They got
Okay.
painted up.
Okay. I
Oh,
can still
yeah,
crawl
I
up
see
in
what you're talking
those.
about.
There's a lot of stuff down there that you couldn't.
still short
couldn't
enough.
buy again, so, you
Yeah.
know, it's just.
That's been there since I was like 5 years old.
Well, there's a
but
lot of stuff that we kept down there that, is still in good shape, so.
Anything else? Chief David? Ms. Gardner? Okay, that concludes, that portion, Mr. Bidwell. Ms. Gilbert? Mr. Shisk? Mr. Yucca?
No, sir, not this time.
All right, that concludes our meeting for this evening. Again, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, we have a budget meeting, general budget meeting to review some of those items. For any of these items, if you have any questions, call the department, call myself, or whoever you need to get in touch with to find out more information on these things. And I believe that concludes everything for this evening. So we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no.